everybody, I have another tutorial today, something called texture rubbings with sandpaper and crayons. This is kind of a fun technique. I made this little t-shirt. It's a little bit more washed out vintage look. I'm going to show you how I did this, but basically I want to talk about the technique of taking sandpaper, and it's kind of hard to see, but then using crayon on the sandpaper to make a print. So it's a basic printmaking lesson or technique. Some things work, some things don't, but that's part of art, is learning to test different processes and seeing what works for you and what doesn't. So today, to do this t-shirt, what I did is I always start, and again I talk to kids all the time about making a sloppy copy. And since this was going to be lettering on a t-shirt, I needed to be able to see it in reverse too. So I actually made my sloppy copy with a Sharpie and then traced the lines on the back so that when I was working I could see what it said backward. The next step is to take your sandpaper, and I had black sandpaper. It doesn't work as great, but it's what I had at home. So if you have a little bit lighter, the finer the sandpaper, the better. But again, the lighter sandpaper works better because you can see where you're going a little bit easier, especially for little kids. If you're going to have them do some doodles, these are really cute on t-shirts, just to even do some scribbles. That's kind of fun. But anyway, black sandpaper is what I had, so it's what I used, and I went ahead and put my design on there. Here's another one you'll see in the high-speed video. This is just a sun, cute for summer. If you have a t-shirt laying around that they could design a fun t-shirt to run around in the summer, that's always great. So what you do is put your design on your sandpaper, and then when you're done with that, you take an iron. I have a Cricut Easy Press, but you just take an iron on a cotton setting and iron it for about 15 or 20 seconds, and then take a paper towel and heat set that color into your t-shirt. You'll want to use a cotton t-shirt preferably. But anyway, this is kind of a fun little project. You can also print on paper. So here's an example of one I just did on quick copy paper, and then kids can take and watercolor over the top and it resists. This is really fun for bright fun things like sun, fish. They could do an underwater scene. Trying to think. Cars are really cool, or trucks. If you have a boy that's really into that, have them color really, really hard. Make a print on paper, and then they can watercolor over the top where it resists. So these are just some fun things to try. Something different. Give the kids a different experience with things that you have at home. So I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks.